Sophisticated ignorance.
I'm not used to this. I'm lying. They were shooting fireworks in Miami Shores.
Who was shooting fireworks?
They.
Oh, as in the Negras.
They.
If you probably have not picked up the sounds happening outside of my apartment,
They're
fireworks.
gunshots.
They're fireworks.
Gunshots.
Not gunshots.
He's not in a good neighborhood.
All right, don't
I'm
do that.
fearful.
You're being offensive.
Am I? Gunshots.
They're not gunshots. They're just very loud fireworks because.
You don't know what it is.
Well, you know, honestly,
you
by the time,
honestly don't know what it is.
by the time this comes out, it's going to be the thick of 4th of July. Give or take.
Into the thick of it.
Don't stop being silly, okay? Yeah, no, yeah, it's gonna be the thick of it. Oh gosh, see what I'm saying? All right, doesn't matter. The point is the fireworks.
Thick with 2 C's.
2 C's. Thick. Anyway, so yeah, the fireworks are happening. You know, as I said, by the time this comes out, it'll probably be after 4th. But it doesn't matter. The point being is, yeah, they're busting shots. And so if you hear that, that's going to be what that is.
Lick shot.
But welcome to Brooklyn. You know that song.
Do I?
Welcome to Bedside. You know I don't know songs like that.
I come from Bedside.
We both don't come from Bed-Stuy, actually.
I come from East New York, actually.
I am born and raised in Canarsie, Brooklyn, USA.
Where you live is technically not.
Yeah, we're not going there. And don't even say the B word. Thank you so much. We don't use the B word around here. We don't.
But that's not where you live or raised or but okay, fine.
The hospital I was born in may be on the cusp of that B neighborhood, but we don't do that.
He's from the Ville.
Try again. No one knows what the Ville is unless you live in Brooklyn.
Yeah, well, you know where it is.
I know
right?
it is.
Because that's where you live.
I know where it is.
Because that's
and
where you
that's
live.
how I can determine
exactly
that
where
I don't live
You live
there.
in the Ville.
And you make it seem
You
like
live like five.
in
No,
the
I never said that. I said I'm from East New York.
I'm
and
not
you
from
are
the Ville.
literally 5 minutes away from me.
I'm not from the Ville.
Okay.
Look at your maps. It's Canarsie. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Sophisticated Ignorance Podcast. I'm Rovie.
I'm Vixon J. Wow. It's the first time you just kind of just cut the conversation and just...
It's all about business.
Is it?
Always.
Is it about business?
Is it not?
All right. Don't be offensive. Please don't.
Rep your hood.
What's good, everybody? Hope you guys are well. Another episode in. We are in the thick of summer. See what I did there? That's thick with 2 C's. We're in the thick of summer, and we're just trying to chill and relax.
You can't throw up C's in the Ville. I hope you know that.
I don't throw up anything in anywhere that I don't live. Thank you very much.
There was 2 C's you threw up, so I'm aware of your safety. I was just trying
I didn't throw a C up.
Okay.
First of all,
Okay.
and second of all,
just be cautious.
I don't live in that neighborhood that you're referring to, so I don't have to worry about my safety. Even though some of those villains do tend to migrate into Canarsie, and I just don't understand why. But as I said, if you're not from Brooklyn, New York, you don't know what we're talking about. And if you are, then you know the vibes. So yeah, we're here with another ep. We're just gonna take it easy because as I said, it's the summertime. We're not gonna try to do crazy hot topics.
Just chill out.
We are gonna answer some questions though. So this is our second question episode, where we just answer some questions off of the interwebs and some personal questions, so you guys get to know us, and we just rock out. Sometimes we just want to take it easy. Take a break from the shenanigans, as I like to call them, of the internets, and get into some other wild shit. So if you have a question for us that you would like us to answer on some Queen's Court fashion, please email us at sophigpodcast@gmail.com, and I would love to answer your questions, truthfully and honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. We got questions off the Reddits. And we are starting with a very spicy one. Very spicy. You're going to be like, what?
You like using my nickname as an adjective.
No, but you don't understand. This is literally like, okay. I'll just read it and then...
It's making your mouth water?
Oh, it's...
Oh, boy.
Muy caliente. All right.
It's extra spicy. Okay, got it.
So, the first question is, my friend asked if I wanted his wife. We already start with the shenanigans. Went on vacation with my friend and his wife this weekend. Been friends with both of them quite a while.
Wait, he was a third wheel?
He went on vacation with his friend and his wife. Sure, third wheel. We got a hotel room and bar hop downtown.
I keep cutting you off.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm sorry.
Can we hold the questions for the end?
No, I need to know.
What do you need? I'm reading it just as... I'm
just
reading
have
it
one
in the same
hotel
time.
room?
I'm reading it in real time, so I don't know.
They just have one hotel room.
As far as what I just read so far,
not 2 rooms.
it says we got a hotel room.
A hotel room. Okay, got it.
If I could just finish the question.
Go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt
Thank you
again.
so much.
Promise.
All right.
Scout's honor.
There it is. We got a hotel room and bar hop downtown. Eventually, end back at the room and kept drinking. My friend and his wife get ready to go to bed around 3 a.m. I'm still up. My friend texts me from the next bed over. Hey, odd question. Do you want your dick sucked? Wife is really horny. It'll be just between us. I was too drunk to notice my phone going off at first. I replied a few minutes later. Everything good, homie? Friend says, yeah, sorry about that, big time, man. Totally my bad. Hopefully we could just forget about that. I tell him no worries and that I say stupid stuff while I'm drunk all the time. Not gonna lie, I would have been down for it if he was serious. Not sure if he backtracked because he was drunk and embarrassed or didn't think I'd be for it. I didn't bring it up the next morning to either. Chances of this happening again? Also, does this make me greasy? So let's review. A friend, let's give some names. You know we love giving names on this here program. Give a male name. Charles. So Charles goes on vacation with his friend and his wife. Who's the friend's name?
Kevin.
And the wife's name?
Priscilla.
Charles, Kevin, and Priscilla. Oh, what a fun group. So Charles goes on vacation with Kevin and Priscilla. They proceed to get, I'm going to assume this is white people. They get white people wasted, respectfully. And then Kevin texts Charles in a drunk stupor, hey, do you want to get your dick sucked by my wife Priscilla? Because she's kind of horny right now, and yeah, she's about that life. And then, considering that Charles was very drunk, he didn't get the text later, and he was like, hey, Kev, everything good? And Kev was like, yeah, man, just, yeah, don't totally forget that I just, propositioned my wife to suck my friend's dick. Man, whatever, drunk people do drunk shit. And then, Charles was like, yeah, man, totally get it, bro. But if you were serious, I would have wanted it because that's your wife and I got a dick. So, does this make Charles greasy? Rove, would you like to take this one?
I don't know if I can. Okay. No.
Why not? It's just a guy propositioning his wife to suck his friend's dick.
How many times has he done
If I had a nickel, am I right?
Has that happened to you before?
No, it has not. No.
So you've never gone on a trip with your friend?
Concrete hard no. No.
But that's kind of like...
Mind you, Charles
seems very comfortable. Kevin
Charles said, not gonna lie. Once a nigga says not gonna lie, it's the big truth.
Charles is gonna get his dick sucked
I would have been down for it if he was serious.
Any guy would. Who wouldn't? Who's gonna turn down?
But that's your friend's wife, though?
Clearly, Kevin has done this before. That's what I was gonna say.
How you figure?
Because he's very comfortable propositioning his wife. That's what I was saying.
Very comfortable?
I'm like, how many times have he done this before? Because it seems, first of all, the setup. 1 room, 2 beds, with you and your wife who are already intimate.
Well, mind you, why is he texting him if it was in the same room? That's weird.
That is weird because he wants to test the waters. He needs to see what the temperature is like if he was really down for it. That's what I'm saying. I think Kevin has done this before. That's why I asked you if they had one room. Clearly they had one room with 2 beds, and this is something that they've probably done before. And that's their formula to get threesomes on and popping.
So yeah, I mean, if they went to get a threesome on and popping, then cool, but it's just like, where was that cue coming from? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels... I mean, if they had that type of relationship where it's like, oh yeah, bro, like, yo, wife is horny, come through, then that's fine. But it seems like this was all fueled by alcohol. So my thing is like, if they weren't drunk, would this be a thing?
Might be still. What did they say? Drunk mind speaks sober thoughts.
Yikes.
So maybe Kevin was
okay, so
down for the cause.
Oh, you know what? It's kind of, I was gonna say, let's say you're Priscilla. Well, that would be weird.
Why?
I'm trying to put you in a scenario where you're Charles.
Oh, where I'm
Let's
Charles?
say if that's weird, but not because it's like, what if you were on vacation with your homegirl and her husband, and she was like, "Hey, yo, my boo is mad horny. You wanna get your pussy ate?" Like,
but see, I wouldn't put myself in that scenario.
Right, but this is a fun hypothetical because this happened to someone else. So I'm saying, if I
was in that scenario and my friend's husband was horny and he wanted to eat some choach, would I let him?
And she's texting like, "Hey, girl, this nigga big hungry. He want to eat that puss." It's different. Let's not.
It's not different. It wouldn't sit well with my soul. At all.
Expound.
Because that's my friend, and for me, having my pussy ate, that's kind of intimate, and then I'm gonna look at my friend's husband as somebody that I can just sit on their face all the time. Like, that's not something that I would want to correlate with that. And I respect my friend too much to do any bullshit like that. Like,
well, according to Charles,
unless Charles and Kevin's aren't like best of friends.
Friend and his wife. Doesn't specify best.
What kind of friends, right?
I mean,
I said, I think Kevin set it up so he can get a threesome.
Well, the main question is Charles greasy?
Charles is not greasy. Charles is gonna get his dick sucked from whoever.
No, but is Charles greasy for the fact that he would allow or he would want to get his dick sucked from his friend's wife?
I think it's.
I'm thinking of
the level of friendship.
I'm thinking of my friend and his wife, and if I was in that scenario, I mean, obviously it wouldn't happen.
I'm saying it's like the level of friendship. Well, what kind of friend are you?
Well,
like you said, there's different tiers of friends. Like, are you just the friend that you hang out with to go on trips with? Someone who you just go to bars with? Not somebody you divulge
unless there was a conversation about this prior and then it rolled out, then it would be different.
But that's not Kevin's plan of action. His plan was to fake drunk so you can see how far he can push his buttons.
All right. Well,
for me, that's what I get out of it.
At the end of the day,
I don't think it was an innocent question. Like, you're just testing the waters.
I think. Well, once again, I think he's asking if he's greasy in the sense of like, hey, if they were down, I would be down for it.
The thing is with that level of friendship, what kind of friend is he to? Because I know some friends who are best of friends who slob on the same guy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, slobbing on the same guy is fun, but it wouldn't. In this case, one of those people.
They'd be slobbing on the same girl. Well, yeah.
Well, there's marriage involved.
Yeah.
It's not like 3 best friends
but
all
there's
on
some
vacation
people
together.
who do that too.
Who do what?
They have married couples who have like
a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess the answer is in this case with Charles, he's not necessarily greasy, but
Charles is not greasy.
Definitely frowned upon. But unless there was previous conversation.
And what kind of friendship they have? If they're just hanging out. Friends.
Right. Well, let's just assume that is a general.
If they were best friends, they're dead wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Regardless of what type of friendships, they're friends. They're friends enough to go on vacation. You don't just choose a random.
This is why, for me, that's why I asked you all those questions prior. I was like, where do they go? What room? No separate rooms? Kinda iffy. Like, no, I'm not sharing. First of all, after a certain age, for me, even when I go on like girls trips, I ask who's going, what rooms are we getting. I will put in the extra dollars to get my own room. Okay. 1, I snore. 2, I like my own space. All right. But I'm not gonna have 5 girls in 2 beds with 1 couch, and we're all trying to share 1 bathroom.
Ooh, that sounds like the real world, huh?
I've gone on trips like that, and it didn't end up badly. I prefer not to.
You want your own private space,
right? So even if my friend say maybe she thinks that I'm down and she invited me on a trip with her and her husband, I'm still gonna get my own space, and just common courtesy. Give the couple their own space to have whatever intimacy that they want to have on their trip. You know what I mean?
But realistically, I at the end of the day, I don't think, regardless of their privacy or not, I think mans are still going to text us for anything.
I think he was definitely trying to test the temperature and see how far he can go. He may even want Charles.
Plot twist. The more you know, shooting star. I don't know. But either way, depending on the level of friendship, which we're just going to assume they're best friends, very greasy.
That was greasy.
I would never.
Big time greasy.
Yeah, it's big dirty of Kevin to even. Oh Lord. Unless once again they have that type of relationship, then that's fine. But if that wasn't communicated to begin with, like we swing this way, then for him to just give his wife up like that, like.
That's what I was saying. Did he ask his wife consent for this shit?
But mind you, he said that. Guy said wife is real horny.
Yeah, but clearly they were drunk and they didn't say the wife was up or sleeping or anything like that. So how?
I mean, what is her position in this?
Exactly.
What if she was on some I want to suck your friend's dick. Where you at though?
I've seen that in real life, like in the elevator. Like I haven't seen the dick. Okay. But they were like, I don't give a fuck. I want to suck his dick. But she was like clearly drunk out of her mind. But clearly she's been thinking about his member.
All right.
I'm just saying.
That's fun.
That's why they say, what they say.
Okay, well, I mean...
Would you, if...
I already answered the question.
Hold on. If it's one of your, friends that you just hang out with.
No, I mean, it's still weird. It's your
weird.
It's the fact.
But some guys don't care about the institute of marriage either.
Okay, but in that case, it's still strange for me because it's your wife, right? Unless once again y'all have that type of relationship and y'all on some we swing. This is our thing. We're comfortable with you. This is why we invited you because we're trying to have some fun. If that was communicated, okay, sure. But if it's like, yo, all right, I know y'all here having a good time because y'all are a couple and I thank you for inviting me. And there's like, yo, so it's like your dick sucked by my wife.
Here's a question though. Even if they don't do the whole threesome thing, let's say the wife didn't even tell.
This didn't sound like a threesome. This sounded like, hey, my wife is down for some.
All right, so let's eliminate Kevin and let's say the wife initiated with Charles to do some sneaky shit behind Kevin's back. Would you still think Charles is greasy?
Yes.
Okay. But people do it all the time and they don't think they're greasy.
I mean...
The whole cheating, minus the threesome aspect of it, and they remove the common partner and they just cheat behind Kevin's back. And that's cool too because she fell in love with somebody else.
Look, a twosome minus one person is not a failed threesome.
Yeah.
It's called... cheating unless stuff was discussed. So
Charles is greasy if he ever does any of that with somebody he calls a friend.
Charles, watch your back. Don't do that.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't do it. All right. Next question. So, what is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you?
The scariest thing that has ever happened to me.
Yes.
Well, scariest thing that's ever happened to me, I think I said this story a million times already. I need to change the story.
Which story?
I almost died
Oh yeah, our near-death experiences.
I did, yeah. I shared that. But that was the scariest. Okay, the second scariest thing that's ever happened to me, I'm going to say I was in 4th grade, and I remember his name vividly. I wonder if he's still there. Peter Figueroa.
Oh, baby, Peter, we're coming after you.
I wrote him a rap.
What?
About how much I loved him.
Please tell me you know the rap. Please tell me you remember it.
No.
Do us all a favor in this episode.
The rap was not performed for him.
Do you at least remember a bar?
And it just proclaimed my love for him. I was like 8, 9. I mean, like, whatever. I loved him. I don't know why I loved him. I just felt like he was like my soulmate at the time. Mind you, I don't have any. All right, we're not gonna.
What you up to?
Let's delete this now.
Let's delete what? I'm just asking what he made me up to.
I dislike you, kind of.
Why do you dislike me?
Because I'm being vulnerable and you are playing with my emotions.
I'm not playing with anyone's emotions.
Anyway, someone found the letter and they read it in class in front of everyone, and that was the second most scary time of my life, because guess what? After school I had to face the other girl that liked him, and she jumped me with 2 of her other friends. So I almost lost my life for liking a boy.
Would you know what he looks like if you were to see a picture of him?
I'm not doing this with you.
I just happened to be on the Book of Face.
I'm not doing this with you.
And
it's in the past. It was like a little crush.
All right. I mean,
I just really liked his name.
This looks like the guy. I don't know. I mean, maybe. That's not.
He was like Italian.
Oh, Ital. Okay, I see.
Yeah, he was like my first non-black crush.
It's giving me Bronx Tale, but in Brooklyn.
Whatever you want to say. I live in Brooklyn.
That's as I said, Bronx Tale, but in Brooklyn. You see. Right.
We're not doing this right now.
No, we're not.
But what about you? What about you?
Okay.
We're not doing this anymore.
I'll refrain from searching.
Can I get that so I can delete the the recent search?
Don't worry about that.
Clear it.
Don't worry, I'll forget about this.
You haven't. Let me fix
I'll forget about this much later.
You answer and let me clear it.
So my question for the scariest thing that happened to me, outside of my deadly accident, near-death experience, that is, because hashtag we all have one. Scary. There was a time where I went hiking, and it was a while ago, and I just recall, it was in college. It was fun, but scary. I almost got wedged in between a mountainside. That was pretty scary. And there was a part where we were like climbing. I was with the whites, my roommate at the time too. We were like crevicing in like a cave, and it was one time like I remember looking down, and it was just like a black hole. And I knew that one false move, it would have been bad. And then we climbed all the way to the top, and we also got high too. So I think at that point it was like, and this is me being new to weed. So if something were to happen where I would have been like, hey y'all, what's going on? Hillary, will you marry?
That's not cool.
What? It's not cool. It's a show.
I know it's not.
The guy's not real.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Trevor's still alive.
Trevor is not alive, character-wise.
But you came out unscathed. I literally got jumped.
How do you get jumped? What?
You missed the whole story. The girl that really liked him jumped me after school.
You didn't say that.
I definitely did. Okay. The girl that really liked him jumped me with 2 of her friends after school. That was the scariest. That's why I was like, I'm not liking no boys.
Well, yeah. I mean, but...
That was like my scariest... You, 9 years old, you walking home from school and somebody trying to jump you with 2 other girls? Come on.
I've been jumped by 2 other girls.
But she swung and fell and scraped her knees, and she couldn't get me, but her other friends did. But I still got home.
All right. Well, we both got jumped after school at some point in time.
Yeah, but you didn't do it for love.
I was just walking down the street.
Yeah, but I did it for a purpose.
So you're better than me then.
Oh.
So I got beat up for no reason. When you got beat up for a reason.
For a reason.
Oh, I see how that works.
Yeah.
Cool. Fun.
You don't know?
Great to be a nerd.
I'm not.
Okay.
Am I a nerd? I don't think I'm a
You
nerd.
have some nerd tendencies.
I don't think I'm a nerd at all.
There's some nerd in you.
I don't think so.
One would beg to differ. Anyway, so
I think you're the only person who would beg to differ, but that's fine.
I'm proud of my nerddom, okay? And that got me beat up in these rough streets of currency, okay? Thank you so much.
The bill.
Not the bill. Hashtag not the bill. All right, so next question is it rude to admit you are what someone needs?
No,
I have to read the rest.
I don't need to know.
Is it rude to admit you are what someone needs? Okay. I asked this because I have a girlfriend and she low-key wouldn't be able to be happy without me.
Ooh.
That's already, we'll address that later.
Ooh.
And I want to admit that I am what she needs, but the way I see it, it's kind of rude to say someone can't live by themselves. Don't get me wrong. I wish she could. I want her to be independent and not need anybody, but she does, and it sucks. And I've been trying to help her, but it makes her more attached.
I got what you want. That's
No.
what it's giving me.
No.
That's the vibe it's giving me.
This is bad, real bad Michael Jackson. So, I mean, I don't think this person realizes that the way they asked this question was big narcissism.
Sounds very immature.
And no, I mean, but there's also cases where people may feel like, oh, well, you know, this person needs me, or because they...
That's how they thrive in a relationship, though. They have to have somebody.
Well, classic codependency, right? And the fact that he felt like, oh yeah, well, you know, this girl needs me because without me, who knows where she'll be. So it's like, I gotta stay with her because obviously I'm helping her. Not the way that should be framed.
Yeah, it's kind of rude.
Yeah, big rude. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I see where this person's trying to come from, where they're like, oh, well, you know, I want my girl to be independent, blah, 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 that's fine. I mean, you should want that for anybody that you're with. But yeah, your girlfriend doesn't need you. And even though she might be dealing with her level of codependency or dependency, depending on who it is, you're not her savior. That's not your job. As someone that's in a relationship, your job is to be supportive and stuff like that.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, the person doesn't need you. You specifically, right? Whatever issues that they have to work through, they have to work through.
Yeah.
But don't put yourself in a position where it's like, oh yeah, nah, this person needs me, so I gotta swoop in and save the day. No, don't do that. Mm-mm. No, that's not the wave. So yes, it is big rude. The answer is you're being big rude.
I agree. I think we agree. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was an easy one. All right. Yeah, big rude. Don't do that. Don't do it. All right. So next question. Ooh, we have some asshole questions. I know you like these. Am I the asshole for letting my brother and his wife watch our 4-month-old daughter without asking my wife?
Okay. I don't see nothing wrong yet.
Oh, well, wait, there's more.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I have a 4-month-old baby girl. So far, only one person has been allowed to watch the baby, wife's best friend. Her best friend is a good caregiver, and she's a mom herself, but she's not like super nanny or anything, just a normal person. My brother and his wife have been begging to watch the baby for us, but my wife always says no. My brother's wife is certified newborn care specialist and lactation consultant.
What?
Not saying she's any better or worse than my wife's best friend, but I think it's safe to say she does a good job at taking care of our baby girl. She'd do a good job at taking care of our baby girl. Yesterday, my wife was at work, and I needed to take my car up to the shop for an oil change and inspection. It had to be done today, as my guy wouldn't be in the shop again until after the 4th, so my inspection would expire by then. I didn't think it'd be fun for my little one to sit in a stinky gas station auto shop for a few hours, so I dropped her off with my brother and his wife. Well, now I'm in the doghouse. 1, for not asking her first, and 2, for letting someone else watch the baby who isn't wife's best friend. I didn't ask because I didn't think it was necessary. I know 100% that our baby would be well cared for. I was within a 10-minute drive, and both my brother and his wife have cars with the car seat. They had all the supplies they needed. My wife's job is also within 10 minutes of their house. My wife is upset because she doesn't want a bunch of people watching our baby, which I get, but it was just my brother and his wife. I don't plan on sending her to grandma next weekend, Aunt Edna the next, my cousin Jimmy the week after that. Just one day with her aunt and uncle, 4 hours total. She thinks we need to be consistent. She thinks we need to have a consistent person to watch her best friend. So is this gentleman the asshole?
I think the approach was asshole-ish.
The approach of?
Not telling his wife. I think if he was more communicative.
I think there was the point of asking. He didn't ask his wife.
Well,
which is,
ask or tell or communicate, that needed to happen. That whatever, they needed to be on the same page in regards to
But my
that.
thing, okay, right, I do agree. Communication is important here.
But I also don't disagree, but again, I'm I guess more easygoing.
And hashtag we're not parents.
Yeah, we're not parents. But I don't know if I had a child, I wouldn't be so closed off. If at that present time there was nobody else that could have done it, I would have rathered my husband's brother, my brother-in-law, and his wife to watch my child instead of him trying to find my best friend who's probably unavailable, me unavailable. Like, so many layers to go to find the right person to watch my child. You know what I mean? If I can find somebody who I have some kind of level of trust in to make sure that my child is okay, I'm okay with that. But again, I'm different. She may have her reasons as to why she doesn't want her brother-in-law. Maybe she saw something in him in the past, regardless of whatever credentials he has, or he just doesn't like the wife, or whatever. It's her child, but they should have that conversation. Like, I'm not opposed for him having somebody else watch the baby, but they need to have open lines of communication. I don't know. I'm not a parent. I don't know how it is to deal with like a husband and a child, or even just a co-parent situation in that aspect. So, but that's my opinion right now about that.
So, what is my opinion on the case of the parents and baby care? So, I do agree that yes, communication is the number one answer when it comes to these things. I feel that the husband's good. Sorry guys, forgive the boombastic sounds outside. I do feel like the husband's intentions were pure, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like it's your brother, you know. Like, if it was my brother that I wanted watching my kid, you know, I would trust him. But, yeah, as you said, you don't know why the wife doesn't. And probably that's a conversation to have. Like, hey, why don't you trust my brother and his wife? Like, what's the problem? You know, and obviously he said that her reasoning is she doesn't want too much people watching them. But it's just like, her friend's not always going to be available, you know? And realistically, it comes down to, all right, if she's not available, then who else in an emergency situation? So why not family at least, you know?
Yeah.
It's just unrealistic. And I think outside of her reasoning of, oh, I don't want other people watching my baby, it's his baby too, one. And then on top of that, it's like, talk about why, or if anything, compromise and make up a proper list. Like, all right, if you want your friend to be the primary babysitter, fine. Yeah. But in case she's not available, who else can we put down? And the answer should be the brother and the wife, if that makes sense.
It does not necessarily have to be the brother and the wife. It could be other people.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying in the sense of compromise and having a conversation about it, you know, realistically, like, as I said, the wife's friend is not always going to be available to take care of the baby. So who else could step in case that's not the case?
It takes a village, not a best friend.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's unrealistic to think that, you know, one person is going to be able to take care of their baby if they're not available. That's just my logic I'm applying. But realistically speaking, the conversation needs to be had. Point blank. So, yeah. But I don't think he was necessarily wrong, but I think the lack of communication in that moment, you know, caused the rift. And is the wife over-exaggerating? Hard to determine. I mean, maybe she is, but in all right, she just wants to make sure that their kid is safe. So no one's really the asshole here. It's just, yeah, I guess it's all context at the end of the day. So there is that. All right, let's go to our next question, shall we? This one involves money.
Money.
Would I be the asshole for suing for money I'm owed, even though it would put 2 disabled people on the street? Yikes. I'm not suing the grandparents. Alright, well,
Being ageist.
I'm not being ageist. 2 disabled people?
You can be disabled and...
Okay, oh right, you're right. Sorry. Yes, my bad. Let me take that back. You're absolutely right. They could be,
Working
they
on
have
judgments.
medical issues or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, well, let's read it and we'll figure it out, shall we?
Before you went ahead, I'm being very judgmental. How disabled are they?
Don't do that. How disabled
A
are?
blind person is technically disabled,
Yes, we know this, but
but they can.
as I said, let's read it,
I'm just
and
saying.
then we'll get all the
No
answers. that
judgments, but big time judgments.
you- No, you're big time judging.
No, there's some. Listen, no. You know what? Read the question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Thank you so much. All right, because hashtag context is everything. Let's read the question. I'm not going to go into specific details of the case. So why would you
I don't even want to hear it now.
I don't get it. But the short form of it is that my great grandfather has a significant amount of land. See, I told you it was old people. My great grandfather has had a significant amount of land stolen from him by a man we can call Jack. He was unable to fight back or stop this. Jack ended up using the land to make a lot of money, and that money was passed down through the generations. Decades have now passed, and the only descendants Jack had were 2 granddaughters. One is severely disabled, and the other got married and has a child. The married one's husband absorbed the entire estate when she passed under the agreement to take care of the child and the other granddaughter, which he did. The husband also passed, and due to both women's disabilities, he put all the money into trust that basically just gives the one monthly allowances, pays for the care of the other, and keeps up the house. They live entirely off of the trust. The adult child can sort of mentally live on her own but can't work. The other is completely dependent. We have proof that at least half of the land that Jack made his money off of was stolen from my great-grandfather, and we believe we're owed a significant amount of money from that family. At this point, because of how it is set up, to recoup what we're owed, we would have to have those trusts opened and discarded. She's put a question mark, I guess, however that works, which would leave those 2 women homeless. The other one can't have guardianship of the other, and there wouldn't be a way for either of them to afford housing and care. Disability would take years to get and still wouldn't help. My family is very split on what to do. On one hand, these women shouldn't just get to keep stolen money because they need it, and we can't afford to just give it to them as some kind of charity, as our family needs the money too. But some of us think that it won't end well to do this. This isn't a small town, but people will know about this. It will be an entire scene for years, if not the rest of our lives. Will we be the asshole if we do this?
I think so, yeah. Definitely.
Expound.
Because, first of all, she's talking, or he or she is talking, but I don't even know if they are in debt or like living below their means or not comfortable. It does not sound like they have any type of monetary issues, but I don't know what this proof is to prove that their late grandfather, Jack or whoever, actually got land, because land is a tricky a tricky area, and it really just even divides people within their own family. They're not even family. It's like McCoys and Hatfields right now. But land in family, sometimes they just leave the problem alone. I think if it's not affecting them, and I don't know what kind of proof they have, I guess they have to go and have some kind of legal talks with some lawyers and get some good, advice from them. But I don't know what proof they have to say that part of the land is theirs and they are owed money. Because even if Jack had taken the land, I don't know how they can prove whatever money he earned from that land is their money. Like, I don't know how.
Well, no, I mean, basically it's just like, all right, considering that he stole the land and it's not his, he made money off the land, so in
but
essence...
they have to prosecute Jack, wouldn't they? Or they're going to have to
Jack
go through the...
son?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So why would can they legally go after the granddaughters?
Well, in the sense of them having the proof, so I guess once they prove to the courts or whatever that, hey, look, this land doesn't legally belong to this person, then it's like, all right, well, the courts will determine that the land belongs to this family, and in essence, as the person writing this, they don't really know how the logistics work, but they have proof to show that Jack stole the land, is not legally under his name, because there has to be paperwork with this stuff, you know what I mean? And the fact that there isn't...
So, hypothetically, if the courts are in favor of the people who are trying to get back their land, they're probably just going to get their land back and whatever royalty taken from the granddaughters. But morally, would that be right? Because it's technically robbing them blind.
I mean, unfortunately, they're just the benefactors of the stolen land. So they didn't necessarily do anything wrong. And I think this is where the moral dilemma comes in, because it's like, well, hey, look, my family basically got cheated out of land, and now generations later, these people are benefiting from it. And it's unfortunate that they're disabled and they're going through their own things, but ultimately it's like, yo, that's our land, and we have proof to show that it is. And if we do go through these measures to regain that land, these two older women are going to be asked out. So, I mean,
I don't know what the timing of it is kind of off too, because why now are they fighting to reclaim their land? I
mean, in general, I mean, if this was your family and you knew that look, our family's from the Caribbean, so we already know how land goes when it comes to...
For me, based on that, with the whole Caribbean insight behind it, and this is something my dad has done too. Like, there'll be a piece of land, like, let's say my grandfather left behind and say it was for this, and then another child will say, no, he promised me this, and nobody really has proof, because, he didn't have a will, but there's no the quote-unquote proof, but one person will fight and the other person will fight, and in my father's dilemma, he just succeeded and was like, hey, if you're going to do all of this for a piece of land, you can have it. Like, it's not worth the drama, because it'll be a battle, maybe even to the next century, that trickles down and divides families. So my cousin, I won't like my cousin will hate me, I'm going to say your mother is a thief, and this, that, and the third. It trickles down.
Yeah.
So for me, if I'm in that predicament and I'm living comfortably and I can't monetarily...
Well, mind you, the person in the post said that their family would need the money too, so it's not to say like they're well off. I mean, I don't know. It's clearly an exorbitant amount of money that
they want
generations.
And regardless if it's 5 cents, they probably just still want it, regardless.
Right, because it's a mix of principle, it's a mix of like, hey, generations-wise, like generations is a long time. So it's like, yo, there is an exorbitant amount of money that's been accumulated through this Jack guy that he's basically stole from us and we're owed.
For me, I wouldn't fight that battle. Sorry. I'm like, listen, it's going to take a lot for me. I got to go through years. They're going to have to try to prove all of this. And then I don't know what legal fees are in matter. And then I have that moral issue. And guess what? I'm just hypothetically saying I may have some kind of business in this town. And then they hear that I'm trying to kick out 2 disabled girls.
Well,
and then my business goes down. Because you said it's not a relatively small town, but they know people. It's small enough. Like, if they have something in town that's giving them some kind of profit or a farm or something, like, word of mouth spreads faster than fire. And they hear all of this, like, why would people want to buy from immoral people? That's just me. Like,
I mean, crookery doesn't beget crookery. But
it doesn't, but is it worth the fight? For them, clearly it is. I don't know how much money it is, but it's worth the fight.
I'm gonna assume that it's a lot, considering once again generations. We're talking about land, the jackpot.
How much land is it? It could be a quarter.
I don't even think
the
the
size.
size.
It was like acres or something.
I don't even think the size of the land matters. I think it's the amount of money that was made.
Well, if it was a big amount of land, they can make a big amount of money. That's what I'm saying.
But this is, as I said, either way, generations. This is like money accumulates over time.
Would you pick out
I mean,
people that can't take care of themselves? Like people.
It sucks, but I think it should at least be seen through. Because at the end of the day, land is
but
something.
See, that's
a commodity.
the seeing through part is what gets me.
And keep in mind what there's other
the time and the money with the legal fees and going through the process of trying to determine if somebody's this and somebody's that and when can I get this and how much can I get and can I make a deal or can we make a common ground or we can that costs just as much. Even it's not going to be something that's simple like, hey, you gave me my land, I want it back now. You took my land, I want it back now. It's not that. It's not going to be that. It's not.
Of course not. Of course, it's not going to be that simple. I just think. I mean, I guess it should at least be explored. At least be explored. See what the legalities are. See what happens. If they're really going to get kicked out, is it going to be a case where? Because mind you, if they get back the land, they don't necessarily. I mean, I guess they think that
they're going to get the money.
No, not even that. But I'm saying. Let's say if that family gets back the land, they don't necessarily have to kick out those people. They just own the land, right? In essence,
do they want the land or the money, though?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing.
I mean, according to this, it
they
seems like they want the land.
Money. It seems like
they want the land back, and in essence, the money that was made
off of it,
they want that back. And if anything, mind you, that money is in the trust. Remember, so all that stolen money or money that was made is in their trust. So what happened is, if the money's taken out of the trust, it's not going towards the granddaughters anymore.
Right.
And now they're asked out.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is. So it's really more about the money.
It's really about the money.
Yeah, it's about the money in the sense
because honestly, if they say, "Oh, we want to take the land, but they can have the trust from whatever."
Right.
Like that sounds ideal. Like give me back the land that you stole.
Yeah, this comes down to the money because the money is supporting them.
Yep.
Because they're both disabled, and without the same money, they're pretty much homeless.
Yep.
The answer is explore it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if you really tap into the principle of what's most important, then you got your answer there. You know.
Just having decent human morality.
At the end of the day, those little bitties will be okay, I guess.
How?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
How would they be okay?
I'm not saying that they will be. I'm just saying that some way, somehow. I'm pretty sure their family could figure something out. I don't. Look, land stuff is very funny. So
very funny.
You know.
I don't like to fuck with it. Just give me my shit and go. Like for real.
Like it's that simple.
Nah.
Oh,
I like to keep it simple.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right, so it's question time. More questions. This time, personal questions that me and Rovie will answer. So you know the deal. We have a list of questions from like 1 to 200. We usually do like a random number generator. So we could do that, or if you feel ballsy, you could choose a number and we could see what happens.
Okay, let's choose a number.
All right, so choose a number between 1 and 200.
94.
Let's see. We already did 94. Actually.
That's kind of one of my numbers.
Yeah. I have the list of the ones that we.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna pick the number 65.
Ooh, have we got 65? We have not. All right. Let's go to number 65, shall we? And our question is, let's see, 65. Boom. What part of you as a person still needs a lot of work? Rovie? Would you like to answer this question first? Not the laughter.
I am.
Who about Miss I'm evolving?
I am evolving.
This should be an easy one for you.
I'm evolving. I'm growing to be more empathetic. I would say that, right?
You still need a lot of work in empathy?
Yeah.
Expound.
again, I guess you can say I have, what did you call me? A dominating personality.
Controlling.
And I tend to not consider others' feelings. And I'm taking a step back to let myself mature into that role of being kind to others. You know, I think I am kind, but it doesn't come off as that. And I need to work on letting that showcase out so others can receive it.
Deep power.
I know, but that's really where I'm at. Because sometimes, like I said, I do say some harsh truths and it's not received well. And sometimes it comes off as judgmental and condescending. And that's probably part of my sun sign. And I try not to let that, like, overrun my personality, but sometimes it just shows through. And I have to scale that back a lot. So I try to...
There's also the magic of tone.
That's what I said. I'm kind of condescending and judgmental.
Yes, it's the tone. Your words might say one thing, it's just the tone. But I'm not here to tone police anyone. So, I mean, you've given me many a tone. But I also understand you, and I also read...
I'm going through atonements as well.
I said you were there. Atonement.
We're trying.
All right.
But you also know me, yes, and you know that it's coming from a place of love.
Sure. I'm agreeing with you. I said sure.
Your tone tells me otherwise.
Oh, I see what you did there. Very clever. All right. So, what part of me needs all right. I don't like the way you're laughing. You are now bellied over in chuckles. I don't like that. All right. Yep. Drink your water. Okay. Compose yourself.
Moisturize.
Yes, please do. Moisturize.
I'm feeling a little dry.
Yeah. Not moist. Anyway. I don't like you at this moment. This is a very ugly side of you I don't like.
Okay, let's talk about something that, you can...
A part of me that still needs a lot of work is... Can I answer the question?
I'm just saying we're listening to what you need to work on.
Okay.
You need to work on that attitude.
Making that attitude. A part of me that still needs a lot of work is, as I mentioned in previous episodes, working on honesty, working on being transparent.
Was you a liar?
I did not say that.
I'm just asking to clarify. I want to feel what you feel.
I've been dishonest in the past, yes.
You were dishonest or a liar?
I have been dishonest in the past, and I'm working on being more honest and transparent. So that is what I still need a lot of work on. As well as also being, like, I know I'm empathetic, I know I'm sympathetic and stuff. I guess I could work on showing that I care more, because I know
you do that.
I know I come off very. I know there's times where I come off very nonchalant, very blasé, very.
Really? I don't get that from you.
Really?
I get too involved with you. That's why I like to back away.
All right. No, but I know that about myself, and it's not because I don't care.
I'm not being funny,
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. For me, I know I get overwhelmed when it comes to certain situations, so I try to negate that by being very just like, okay, it is what it is, whatever. It's not to say I don't care, it's just, sometimes it's just a lot, and I just don't know how to process it or whatever, so I just come off very like, alright, cool, do you? And a part of me does feel that way, but another part is just like, I don't have the energy, or I haven't had the moment to fully...
That comes with age, too.
Fully, either compress or fully just evaluate, what's happening, so I'm just like, alright,
redeem what's important at certain times.
Right. So I guess that's something I could work on. I mean, at the end of the day, however someone receives it, that's on them. But I know that, I guess in special situations, I would want someone to see that I care and not think that I come off a certain way. But, So yeah, those are my things.
Alexa, play Beautiful Liar by Beyonce and Shakira.
Right, we don't gotta do that. We don't have to do that. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
But that song kind of like encompasses everything that you are trying to change about yourself.
Does it? Is it?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't think so?
Sure.
That sounds very nonchalant.
All right. Let's not do that. Okay, so the next question, I did the random number generator because
Got a
I'm
duck in the room.
not good at answering questions here.
Ooh.
So we're gonna go with this question, and it says, oh wow, those shots are busting, aren't they?
The Ville is hot tonight.
We're not in the middle. Don't do that. We are not in the middle. Be respectful. What 3 words best describe you? Ooh, let's do this. Let's swap. You say 3 words that best describe me, and I'll say 3 words that best describe you.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. 3 words that best describe Rovie. I would say. 3 words that best describe you. Nah, you think I'd go with the typical spicy, but I'm not gonna say that. I would say you are redeeming. I would say that you are valuable. And I'll also say that you are honest.
Those words suck.
What? Not those words suck. No, next question. I'm not doing
I'm
this.
gonna tell you about yourself.
Rude, rude, and rude.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, not out loud.
Come on, it's me.
Oh, I know. That's the valuable.
Oh, shit. Okay, 3 words to describe you. I think that you are supportive.
Okay.
I think you are you can be facetious. That's a word, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
There's nothing bad about that.
Nothing bad about that at all.
But you are also authentic.
Thank you. I realize the word that I said fallible, it technically means
Beautiful.
when to make. Nope, that's not what it means.
Liar.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
No, fallible is actually, it means, I mean, if you don't know what fallible means, it means capable of making mistakes or being erroneous. So that means you're not perfect, but, you know.
Who said I wasn't?
All right. Well, I didn't. I'm just saying, for definition purposes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm also grounded and, okay, those are words that I think about myself, but we're not going to say that.
All right.
It's fine.
Yep.
Because, you know.
Let's go to the next question, shall we?
I'm smart and I'm beautiful too.
Yes, you are. You don't have to whisper that.
And strong.
All right. Okay. Now we're doing 3 words, not 5. Thank you so much. All right. Let's get to the next question, shall we, kids? All right. You can stop with the words now. We get it. We get it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I mean, if nobody else going to uplift me, I have to uplift myself.
Of course. Absolutely.
You're telling me I'm prone to error.
Well, yeah, in more ways than one. Okay, but you don't gotta do that. Let's not do that. Shall we? It's called fireworks. Just gotta let it go. All right. Next question is, we're gonna pull it up. Oh wow, this must be an easy breezy question. All right. So our question is, what about yourself are you most proud of?
You know, that used to be something that I would just hold on to about all my accolades that I'm proud of. But I'm also maturing in my type of mental space. I am most proud of myself for not reacting to things like I used to do.
Okay.
Right now in this stage in my life. Like, I'm not flying off the handle and
You are not.
going with the first emotion that comes to me. I take things and I digest them now, and I try to assess what the situation is. Sometimes I slip up and the old me comes out, and I'm like,
Fallible. See?
the fuck away from me, kind of sometimes. I say that, like, just get the fuck away from me. So it gets...
Was that an example,
It
or
just
you just
blurts
saying it?
out. It's an example. It just blurts out sometimes. And, and I revert back to my old self, and it's not good. Because I know sometimes it affects and it hurts people. And I don't like to do that. Like,
It does hurt people.
It does hurt people.
You are absolutely right.
So I try to... Sometimes I try my hardest to digest, but my tank is small. So I'm working on filling my tank of how to buffer. But
So
how I respond to things now is something that I'm actually very proud of, because before, man, you would just get...
You would have no idea. We need to get your tank from a compact car to an SUV. Big SUV.
I drive a Mitsubishi Mirage.
I don't know what that means.
I used to drive a Ford Explorer, so I actually want to compact and then maybe expand a little more.
I see. Okay. I'm proud of you for
What about you?
recognizing that. What about myself am I most proud of? Life BC, I would say my patience. But now I realize that my patience has waned since the pandemic. All right, she laughs. But this is
No,
serious.
it's so nice that you're being so vulnerable. That's why.
I'm working on the vulnerability.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say, as I said in the past, my patience, but now that I need to work on that, I would say currently, the thing that I'm most proud of about myself is that I am always willing to take criticism, and I am also very hungry to grow and be better than my former self, even if it's very hard to do so.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's pretty much what that is. I just want to be the best version of myself, and I think I'm proud of myself for pursuing that to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of how proud you are of that.
Thank you. I appreciate your proudness.
Proud family.
All right, well, let's get to another question. We'll do a couple more, and then, yeah, I think we are all queued out. What do you think?
I agree, Chief.
No, I agree. All right. Not I agree. That's being rude. All right, so the next question here for you cool cats is... Ooh, this is going to be spicy. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. And here is your next question. The question here is... Sorry, I'm just pulling it up. It's right here. What family vacations did you take as a child? Not that dramatic.
God, it was spicy.
It wasn't spicy, I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be, but I don't know this list.
It's definitely mild.
Mm.
Family vacations. We went to Disney World.
Congrats.
That was pretty fun. That was like when I was in junior high school. Going into high school. And we went to Orlando Studios, and I got my mom to ride a roller coaster for the very first and last time. Very first and last time. She rode Dueling Dragons. And
Dueling
she
Dragons?
had the time of her life, but she said she almost died because the roller coasters come like this close to each other, and then they disperse,
Split.
right?
So she wasn't about that.
And that happened like 3 or 4 times, so she thought she was gonna crash every single time. But that's not the premise of the roller coaster. I almost died on the Incredible Hulk because when I was going on the line, I was excited to go and get on the roller coaster, but then somebody ended up in a wheelchair and they were being wheeled off the roller coaster, so I was deathly afraid to do it. But I did it anyway. You went up like a really steep incline, and then you go straight for a minute. Then you turn left. I remember this vividly, and just shoot straight down. And I think I lost maybe 10 seconds of my life then, because I don't remember what happened. But then I awoke in the loop-de-loop. Then I finished the ride, and that was pretty cool. So that was one family vacation. Also, another one, we took to Texas. We found a love of Denny's out there. It was kind of pretty simple. And then, of course, going to Grenada ever so often.
Ah, okay.
I don't think my family has ever traveled out west. I actually want to go across. Well, I did my clinicals in Arizona, and that's the first west that I've ever done. But I actually want to take an RV and go across the country. And
Where's the farthest west you've been?
Arizona. Oh no, I've been to LA.
That's the farthest.
Yeah.
Unless you go to Hawaii.
But I mean, I actually want to stop in each.
You want to do a road trip?
That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to travel across the country, go to Mall of America, Memphis.
Like Faisal.
Okay.
Because Faisal goes. All right. I'm sorry, I'm big cheesy, y'all.
Yeah, just making me into a rodent. It's fine.
You're not a rodent.
Basically.
And that was a good movie.
That was my big dream, though.
Okay.
But he didn't have an RV.
Yes, he was a mouse.
Okay. Ratatouille was a mouse, too.
So what's your point?
I'm saying.
Mouse do big things, son?
You just fucked it up.
All right.
But I do want to get an RV, but it can't be no, like, it had to be like a Beyonce RV. It has to be like
That's
double.
how it works.
Double decker.
A Beyonce RV? What does that look like?
I don't know. Double decker, big, over the top, grand.
You want a truck?
I want an RV. I want a house on wheels.
No, it's an RV, yes.
Right.
But you
So
want a fancy ass RV.
I want a mansion on wheels.
You know how much that is?
That's not my concern. Whoever I'm with is going to cover the
so
cost.
David have to flip the bill on the mansion on wheels. And you just get to ride in it.
Did you forget who I was?
I have not.
I mean, they could come with me.
Once again, fallible. So my family trips, I think at the time when we were kids, the farthest was Disneyland. It was Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a day trip and we drove and that was cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Simple stuff. I like those days. Hashtag take me back. So the last question we have on for today. This is a good one.
Is it?
Yes. The question is, would you take $3 million if it meant that the person you hate the most in the world gets $9 million?
What? The numbers are backwards.
No, it's not backwards.
I think so.
Basically, it's, will you take $3 million? If someone said, hey, here's $3 million, but the person you hate the most in the world gets $9 million.
I think the numbers are backwards.
It's literally not backwards. This is how the question is written.
If I get 9 million and they can get 3, it's fine.
No, you're not listening. I just read it verbatim. If someone is offering you $3 million
I think
and the
that's a
person,
typo.
it's not a typo.
The numbers are, because you know, maybe sometimes when you type, the number,
So, based on how words work and numbers, it says, would you take $3 million
That
if
is
it meant that the person you hate the
theory.
most,
That's a theory behind it.
not a theory, person you hate the most in the world gets $9 million. So let's think of the person you hate the most in the world or dislike strongly. Give a moment. Now, if you were offered $3 million and said, hey, here's $3 million, but we're giving your arch-nemesis $9 million, are you taking the $3 million?
In a fictional world.
Okay, clearly this is a hypothetical. Carry on.
Gosh, let me finish.
real
Let me
world.
finish.
Okay.
I'm going to say my fictional versus real world. Fictional, if I really hate my arch nemesis, we both ain't getting shit. Right?
Okay.
Boom. But in the real world, I know the value of $1. And I'm going to take $3 million because I don't have anything, and whatever, he could be a stranger to me getting $9 million.
Also, it's he.
Boop. Boop.
It's a he.
Boop. I don't have an arch nemesis.
All right.
But the numbers are reversed.
It's not reversed at all. Oh man, let it be known that whomst this Negro is. Just watch yourself, okay?
Maybe they might be closer than you
Or
think.
that was they.
Maybe they may be closer than you think.
So what if somebody? First of all, big rude. But second of all, what if somebody presented you with $9 million and said, "Hey, so we just gave somebody $3 million and you're the arch nemesis. Here's your $9 million."
I'll take it.
But wouldn't you want to know who the person
No,
is?
don't care.
What do you mean you don't care? It could be someone closer than you think.
I really don't care. I got more than you. That's all that matters.
Wow, and that's why they hate you.
It's they now. They're closer than you think.
Whoever they are.
They're closer than I think, and they hate me.
Whoever they may
right
be.
now. Do they really hate me right now?
My thing is, honestly, with me, okay, I would have to accept more money.
I said it's reverse. So
no.
If you want to give me the $9 million, it's fine.
I don't care about the person I hate the most getting more money than me.
That
but
sucks.
I would want
That's your
more
arch
money.
nemesis. Come on.
Unless they're using the money to thwart me, I don't really care.
All right, so you're gonna
Because keep in mind,
let go millions of dollars, but you're gonna kick off some disabled women off land.
that's not my family. That's not my family.
Wait a minute.
That's not my family. So I care.
I don't understand. I
I'm
thought it
not-
was about the money.
I am not invested in that family and their land
I thought it was about the money. I thought
But
money
this
talks.
question directly relates to me
All right. Okay,
and my arch nemesis.
whoever they are, if they're close or not.
They may be, I already know who the person is. Whomever they may be.
Are they close by?
They're not close by.
Okay, that's kind of nice.
We used to be close, but not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, my answer is I wouldn't care if they got 9 mil.
Again, in the real world, I would just take the money because I don't got nothing.
Because knowing them, they may squander it anyway. So, doop, 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 doop. They suck. But yeah, I would want to use my 3 mil. If they ramped it up to at least like 6 mil, because that's literally the amount of money I would need to start my ideal studio space. Long story. But yes, if they ramped up to 6 mil.
Why would you just want 6 mil? Go for the guts and glory.
I'm just saying, just get started, okay?
Shoot for the moon, you'll land among the stars.
Okay, Pop Smoke. The point being is that I would want to
He's
take,
from Canarsie.
as well as I. Anyway, so yes, that's the answer to my inquiry. Yeah, I don't really care about my arch nemesis getting 9 mil. I mean,
Well, then that's not really your arch nemesis. You know the basis of arch nemesis.
It's not okay,
right?
but keep in mind,
That's like Powerpuff and JoJo.
I'm disenfranchising myself because I don't want the person that I hate to get money to. It's $3 million.
That's what I'm saying. In the real world, but in hypothetical, like if we're watching some kind of plot twist on a show, they would not give them the money for the sake of them.
And that's fine with them, son.
But for me, 3 million is better than 0, so I'm gonna take it.
Correct.
And then I'll find out who got the 9 million and probably.
But you already know who got the 9 million because you already know.
Do I?
Yes, you do. And whoever he is, you better watch out. Once again, it's not me.
Okay.
You would really give me $9 million? That's so sweet of you.
Of course, why not?
Aw, that's what friends are for. Alright, so we're just going to end the episode right there. It's gotten a bit weird and I'm over this. So, if you have any questions for us, once again, please email us at sophigpodcast@gmail.com. And we will answer questions like this and you'll get to know us more and all that jazz. Also, make sure to listen to the podcast on SoundCloud and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all those platforms, as well as follow us on Instagram and on Twitter, and also on our personal social media platforms, And yeah, you can slide us DMs and questions there, and we shall answer them off of the show, offline. Look at that.
Off rip.
Putting in that work.
Got it.
Yeah, and we have some other fun stuff coming up soon. I mean, things are in the works, slow process, but you know, we're just here for y'all, son. We're here for the people.
For a good time.
And
Good
a long
time.
time, hopefully. Yeah, good time and a long time.
Thanks for listening, as always.
So, what are the takeaways from this episode?
I learned that you can't watch other people's money and count your own, because they be watching your land and probably won't share anything with you. And you also learn that sometimes you try to evolve and grow, but you may be sitting next to your arch-nemesis and you don't even know.
You may be.
What'd you take away from this?
Thank you for asking. My takeaways is that do not get involved in a potential situation where your friend will be giving up their wife to get your dick sucked. Just doesn't end well for anybody.
Except for the person whose dick's getting sucked.
This is true. But then afterwards, you know.
They might get it sucked again.
Sure. So yeah, that's a takeaway. Don't be that person. Or do.
It's your preference.
It's your private.
And I'm not here to judge.
Your private's your problem. As Rovie said, who are we to judge? Your private's your rules. And, you know, when it comes to whoever takes care of your babies, just make sure they're trusted individuals. Yeah, those are my major takeaways. And land is a very dirty business, so don't get involved when it comes to...
Get into oil.
What?
Oil business.
What about... Why? What?
It's more lucrative than land.
All right. Yep.
Yep.
That's one of the takeaways for sure. That's good old advice from sophisticated ignorance. Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah. We're just going to end it there. So once again, thank you all for listening, and we will catch y'all next time. Be safe, enjoy yourselves, and don't get into too much trouble.
Bye.
Later, y'all. Say goodbye, Rovie.
Bye, Rovie.